what ways are you working on improving your personal brand to stand out in your industry? So anybody has a thought about this question?
I can talk a little bit about what we've been doing at Masten Solutions, which
Okay.
for the past several months, we've been working on automating the system and getting it, our systems, and being able to streamline our processes so that when we get more clients, we are able to fulfill that in a more succinct and clear cut way. They know exactly what they're getting, and that frees up Ina's time to be able to match the right clients with the right people to meet their needs. So in that way, we do stand out. Actually, she met with somebody last week, and they were like, "Are you ready to be? Like, do you want to be acquired? Are you open to that?" And like, I haven't even gotten started. So the branding has been going really well, and it's very clear on the website now what it is you can expect from us and how we can meet the different accounting needs for any small business.
I've heard Ina mention at least once that CPAs are a significant part of her business. Did I hear that right?
We do partner with CPAs, yes.
Okay.
And that is part of what we are hoping to unroll here, is that it's not going to be just the referral business that's going to, like, just the client business that's going to be streamlined. It'll be referral partnerships, affiliates, and alliances as well.
So CPAs must be a good center of influence for other clients by virtue of the clients that the CPAs have. Does that follow suit?
There are different ways. I don't want to say yes or no. It usually depends on the services that you're providing. We are interested in working with bookkeepers because they often see like the day-to-day, the actual internal struggles that the business owner is going through on the day-to-day, which the CPA may not be aware of. They might be only stepping in once a quarter, and they're not going to know that. The bookkeeper will. And so when it comes to that kind of knowledge, we do like to reach out to bookkeepers. But when it comes to strategy and knowing what the options actually are, people who have those lanes of expertise, those like a CPA or a tax accountant or an interim CFO, those are, we have somebody that does focus on. Like, I know of somebody who focuses just on Airbnb clients, right? Like, that is a very specific lane. So if I see somebody who has that business, I know exactly who to talk to about. So that's. I'm trying not to be waffly on answering.
No, I get it. It's not a simple answer. I get it.
Yeah. So is there a particular direction you wanted to go with that?
Oh, well, it does kind of sort of relate to what I do, because I have in the course of my work, differing relationships with CPAs, and that makes me curious. And I happen to think that bookkeepers, maybe it's in the circles I travel, but bookkeepers don't get the credit they deserve for the detail that they need to know to do their job well. And
I would agree with that. They're the ones getting.
I'm smiling over here, and thank you, Richard, for that comment.
Oh, well, present company included.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love our bookkeepers over here, especially because it's not for everybody. You can't just jump into bookkeeping and be like, oh, this is easy. You have to be able to think very clearly along logical lines of logical systems and how it's supposed to look, so that the business owner doesn't have to.
Yes. It's like a paralegal for an attorney. They do a lot of the heavy lifting, and they have a lot of knowledge as a result. If you want to know how the practice is doing, it might be best to ask the paralegal rather than the attorney. So I hear that loud and clear.
I'm going to jump in on that. I feel that what Richard, just to kind of go off of what he shared right now, I do agree with that. I feel like CPAs and bookkeepers are completely different job titles in the sense that typically the CPA does not know what's going on. I think they understand how to internally read the numbers from financial statements and relay that data to the client, but they don't know the patterns of the spending of the client. They don't
Yes.
understand the detailed stuff in order to guide them more on, I don't know if the correct term is CFO, because I'm learning these new terms now as I'm doing my research, but in regards to like where the money is going, how to spend it, etc., they can analyze the numbers off of financial statements. But if they don't know kind of the pattern of the client, then I think that sometimes it's a little bit harder to guide the client. So having a bookkeeper that can really streamline and work together well with the CPA is important.
Yes.
And with a CPA that is actually listening, because that's what I'm finding a hard time with, is I'm trying to connect with CPAs that care enough to want to have that relational aspect so that it's valuable to the client. And so I feel like a lot of CPAs are stretched very, very thin. And so it's been a little bit hard to find the perfect fit right now currently for my business.
I can see what you're saying, and I would guess you would become selective in who you prefer to work with, because I would think that would be important to your to growing in the direction you want to grow. Is okay, I need to be discriminating on who I work with, where it's um, all on the same page, and appreciation in the appreciation also of the relationship, right?
Agreed.